think this would actually go. So, like the last one, I'm going to tell you kind of like 3 places where I think this would really fit in. The first one, I kind of already mentioned this, and it's obviously Nice, France, or any type of like waterside home, where maybe it's a little bit calmer waterside, maybe not like as like family, but maybe family, but generally waterside, where it's got that nice blue ocean in the background, kind of more like flowers. But I can see this like right in our room where you can kind of see it. Like on one side of the room you have this, and then on the other, when you turn, it's got the window that has the view that overtakes to the ocean and stuff. Well, it's very pretty, and it's just, maybe it's like in a bedroom or something where you can clearly see it. It could even be a kitchen, but it's on like a wall or something where if you turn, you can see kind of like the ocean off to the side, and it gives that kind of nice feeling where it kind of fits, at least to what I feel like it would fit. I feel like it would fit and be like, oh, it's meant for here. It's meant to be here. It's been here forever. It's evolved with the times, honestly. So I feel like that would definitely be one place that I would definitely put this in. The second one I kind of actually mentioned is a kitchen. I would put this in probably a kitchen. Now, you're probably wondering why kitchen. Mainly because kitchens are they're kind of lively, but it also is constantly kind of changing and moving, even just slightly. So it gives obviously that more calmer vibe that a kitchen loves. It's got those flowers as well that kind of gives life, honestly, to like kitchens where you're constantly cooking and making things. But also just like something a little bit fun. Usually when you're in a kitchen, you're making and you're changing, which kind of runs with this, where you're making things, you're changing, things are happening around you. Even taste buds and likes and dislikes change all the time. But I feel like it would fit just because mainly it's kind of lively, but it's not chaotic lively. It's like a nice, calm lively where you can look at it and it just feels like a peaceful piece where you can see in the kitchen where you're just like cutting up your carrots or having your breakfast or something, just very nice. And this does not have to be like a seaside view or anything. It just has to be obviously somewhere that you can kind of feel calm and nice, where you go in and honestly it feels like peaceful. Like, you don't want the kitchen to feel like chaotic or anything. You want to feel kind of more peaceful, calm, especially in the morning or at night where you're winding down or waking up. Something you can look at and just be like, yeah, I feel that, I feel this, I enjoy it, and yeah, it's just calmer. And then the last one, the fun one. So do obviously tell me in the comments where you would put this yourself. But the last one, the last place I would put this actually is probably a outdoor patio. Now you're probably wondering why outdoor patio. Now, of course, if this is not in a space or place that has roofing over it, or you not have that great of weather and stuff, I would not recommend it. But if you have a decent amount of weather, like for your environment, and it has some sort of roofing for protection and stuff, I would go for it. But I would say patio because it's around greenery, it's around other life that's constantly changing and growing and stuff. I feel like it's obviously more of that kind of lively calm than, especially since here, at least in America, we have a lot of cookouts and gatherings and pool parties and stuff outside by the patio and stuff, all those fun places. And usually that happens around the gardens and obviously outside. And I feel like it would be fitting where somebody could sit out there and kind of enjoy it with kind of the plants happening around it. It gives more of that obvious life. It gives that changes as things happen because people grow up. Some people stop coming. You get new people coming. Maybe you never have people. Maybe you just enjoy your plants. But things are constantly changing, even if it's just slightly with the seasons. I feel like it's kind of just there all nicely, and it just feels right, honestly. It just feels right to be there. So, recap, first place is kind of somewhere near the water where I feel like it would go somewhere where you could see it and then you can look out like a window or a porch or something, somewhere that you can see kind of like the ocean nearby, kind of like over the horizon. So that's like my first one, because honestly I feel like it fits. It feels like it's been there, it lives there. Second one was that I feel like it would go, what was the second one? Kitchen. It was kitchen. Yes, I feel like it would go in a kitchen, because honestly, it gives that calm, it gives that life, it gives that kind of change, honestly. That things are constantly changing, that's alright, but it's nice, it gives kind of that feeling, that nice, good feeling that you see it and you're like, that's nice. I enjoy that feeling where when you're in the kitchen, you kind of want to look at that and you kind of be like, yeah, that's very nice, it calms you down, it makes your day a little bit brighter maybe, but enjoy it. Maybe it gives you a reminder that things are always changing too. And then the last place was kind of the patio or outdoor area where it can be around like the other foliage or life that's happening outside, and honestly kind of be more of a relaxing space where you can kind of just enjoy it around everything else, honestly. Kind of not being a centerpiece, but kind of more just there peacefully. That is the three places I would definitely put Cascading Flowers, and I am definitely curious, obviously, where you guys would put it, because I'm sure there's some people that would put it differently in different places, and honestly, it can give recommendations for some other people. But very lovely piece. For anyone that's just joining in, I'll go ahead and go over the actual piece again for anyone that's just joining in. This is Cascading Flowers. It is actually one of the longest running pieces that I took to paint here at amenaart, with it being probably around 3 to 5 years it took to complete, basically. And honestly, it was completed 2024 of last year as of recording this. And it really represents kind of change in person and in life. Because if you see it up close and you're actually looking at the detailing, you can see that the different sections is kind of painted at different times, it's different details. It really shows that as a person you might not change as a whole, and sometimes it might not even be noticeable detail changes in like yourself or your life around you, but you are constantly changing year after year after year. You're changing, even if it's just slightly, or it might be majorly, but it kind of shows in this piece, and it honestly represents mainly that, because honestly we don't have much else of a story on it other than that, because nobody really knows where it originally was supposed to represent or the type of flower or anything, but it really kind of represents mainly that change. It just represents change as a whole. Very lovely though. Of course, if you have questions, feel free to ask now. We'll take a sip of my water before we continue on to the next one.